Alright guys, it's HTOMario. I am very excited to keep producing these little guides for you guys. I got some positive feedback, so let's take a look at something. Um, you can take a look at anything really and explain a lot of what's going on because I've been using the same strategies over and over in each matchup to really work out the kinks. So anything I pick could be there to really help you guys out. So let's go ahead and pick, ooh, Terran against Third maybe, Terran against Terran, Terran against Protoss. Let's do a Terran against Protoss. We're going to look at the opening build order because the build order almost never changes um, if we don't scout anything. So TvP is heavily reactionary. You do have to play reactionary to a specific degree. So TvP is not something I can just say, here's a build, there it is, do this, and you'll automatically win. Yes, I can give you builds like that, but you will not improve and you will not understand why the build really works this way. You see, because there are builds that can counter most things and then you will end up losing, but I want to give you something that will help give you a much higher win-loss ratio. I want to give you something that gives you something better than just win-loss ratio, is understanding the matchup. So, we're going to speed through a little bit. So the entire point of this is not to go everything step by step. We're going to give you exactly what you need to know in this video and then go into detail in future videos because we could spend like 10 hours sitting here explaining every step of this replay, why it works, how it works, but we're going to give you the basics first. We're going to teach you those. You're going to start, understanding TvP, and then we're going to go more in depth in future videos. I want you guys to learn this matchup. I want you guys to enjoy this matchup. I enjoy this matchup. I must be one of the only ones out there for some reason. First off, no wall off. Why do we not wall off? Well, it's only on this map. If the ramp is super, super close to your main and the SUV doesn't have to travel far, we wall off. Very simple as that. On maps where the ramp is very far away, no, we're not that concerned with it. The only reason we're concerned with a wall off is if they do like a 2-Rex or 2-gateway proxy. And then if they do that, we just scout before or right after the barracks is complete and put down a bunker near the command center, and we're safe. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys. If the ramp is, or like, the closer the natural is to the main, the more we need a wall off because the zealots only have to, like if the main was right here, the zealots would only have to travel this far and they're in our mineral line. Huge problem. But because it's over here, all the way over here, we have like 5-10 more seconds of travel time, which gives us a lot more time to manage with the zealots. So we tried to build them very close to the minerals for the extra minerals. We tried to build the barracks very close. Why not down below? You always want to build your structures away from edges and close to a gas geyser. So as an example, if he blinks in, he cannot hit anything right away. We're going to stretch all of our production this way so that when we take in our expansion, we only have to protect, you see where my mouse is? This line to be able to defend ourselves. If we have all of our buildings down here, we not only have to protect like down this section and up here and over here. We had another section we have to protect from Blink Stalker. We do not want to do that. So it's going to be a 12 barracks and it's going to be a 15 gas. So when your 14th worker rallies over, and oh, there it is, 15. So while your 15th worker is building, we do that. We shouldn't have gotten this SUV. Our orbital is just slightly late, but it happens, whatever. The build order is almost the same in every single game. You'll see me do this often. I'm going to show you neat little tricks. Supply depot back here. Normally we want one in this location, or we want one in this location. I put it back here because I was really conserving my minerals. I was trying to do a type build. Marine split up. Why are the Marines split up? If its zealot runs in, we can just move one Marine in circles, and then when he tries to chase the other one, we move the other one. This is much easier to do when the Marines are split up initially at the start. Only a zealot can give you problems right now. There's not going to be a stalker headed your way until, or not a stalker near your base until you're producing more Marines at a time. So we split them up, it's easier. It's a lot harder to do if they're right next to each other, because if they're right next to each other and you start moving one, you can just right-click the other, and then they both take damage, and it's a lot harder. So this is a lot easier. And you will see that some games. Command Center, why overheal? This is the expansion we want to take. Why not all the way to the edge? Well, we don't want stalkers hitting the SUV from the low ground in case he doesn't want to come up the ramp. Just a little bit, step back. He can still hit the Command Center, but we don't want to, we want to be as greedy as we can and taking the few amount of risks and forcing them to try to exploit us, but not in a fashion that could just outright really cause us issues. Because as long as the SCV is on this section, it's not a problem. If he's on this section, he can hit it. So it's not like he can hit, like if it was right over here, he could hit the SCV no matter where it was. We're scouting around, we're just looking. Your first SUV will come out right about the same time you have a barracks. It will scout this location, and then it will scout their natural. So you want to scout your natural, and then their natural. Your goal is to see, are there zealots coming? If there are, you cancel the reactor. You go ahead and make one marine at a time. You drop a bunker, and you build a factory somewhere in the back. And this allows you to start producing, like, maybe widow mines to stop the stalker mothership core zealot harass, because he's not going to have detection. And you can just keep making bunkers with Marines, covering your production. Like in this situation, you would put it right here. This is a perfect spot. You can put the factory here and the bunker right here, and you might be able to hit the factory. You just have to keep sending SUVs once in a while once he's got a stalker out. You don't have to finish this building off. That's okay, whatever. But then you protect this gas geyser, you protect these mineral patches, and you can always just keep coming over here. So that's just one way, and then you can, just like if you have a little tiny wall, and then put a supply depot here maybe, and a supply depot here, and it's a really nice round and a wall, and then you put a bunker here, and you secure 2 more minerals. So those are just things you could do. Why natural? If he doesn't have a natural at 420, he can have a natural at like I want to say, okay, 4-6, he can have a natural like 420 HP, 420 shields. If he doesn't have a single natry, expect a cheese. Expect a gas unit. It could be Oracle, it doesn't matter. You are expecting a cheese. If at 420, you are here, and there is not a nexus. There is definitely gas play. In this case, it is blink. So what are we doing to expect the cheese? All right, well, we are just going to go ahead and drop a refinery. Remember that we do not have this reactor if he did a proxy. But then this would also wouldn't be an issue. We wouldn't be getting this reactor. So everything changes depending on what we scout. So I'm telling you where it's going to change and at what times. So, you make sure you're paying attention. You can always rewind the video. So we get a refinery. We know he's going to gas. We're going to counter with our own 2 gas. We scan the base. You always want to scan the base. Why do we want to scan the base? Well, once you have the SUV in the natural, you want to check around the base and see where all the pylons are. You see, if we head back a few seconds, let's go. We know that there is a pylon here powering, and the odds are, like, we haven't seen a pylon anywhere else, so the odds are the rest of the pylons must be in the back, right? You always kind of want to see where the pylons are so you know where to scan. You want to scan on the most pylon section, or maybe the one that's the most obscure out of the base. If you had like a pylon here, and then 2 pylons here, we would want to scan in this location so we could see maybe an edge over here and then an edge over here, maximize our chances of seeing something. Even if it's proxied, we have ways that we can deter it. Don't worry about that. So we scan the base because we know that its pylons are over here. So we see the blink being chrono boosted. We know it's blink stalker. How are we going to react? Very cautious, very normal, because we don't care. It's blink stalker, whatever. A lot of people have problems with this. You won't. You will not have a problem if you do the build correctly. We got a command center. We got that going on. We start getting a siege tank right away. You keep producing Marines. The only reason you stop producing Marines is if you need to put down a bunker, but you can also stop producing SUVs. Why? Well, SUVs are not as important. See, like, we stop the SUVs here, we're automatically heading in economy. Like, okay, we're 2 workers behind, but we have 2 mules, which means that we have 8 workers, so we have 30 workers. We're ahead. We mule our own base, and we can sacrifice the SUVs to drop down a bunker. And why is the bunker in this location? Well, if you think about it, if we have a siege tank here, it covers this whole area, and if we have a siege tank here, it covers this whole area, and then if we have a siege tank here, it covers this whole area. It's all about maximizing the amount of space or minimizing the amount of space we need to control with the maximum amount of damage output. So if we put siege tanks near these bunkers in between the command centers and the factories and stuff, we can cover this whole area because of where we put our buildings. If we put our buildings down here, then, we would have to have our buildings, our siege tanks in this direction, then he could kind of blink right on top of them. If we had our buildings up here, then he could just blink on top of here. We have to have our tanks here and here. So in this location, we're covering automatically a gas geyser, lots of mineral patches, our production facilities, and a little bit about forward space for our units to rally to. So you see, no SCVs yet. We're still making sure we're producing, once we have enough, Okay, so let me clarify this. Once we have 16 workers, you do not have to keep producing workers unless he takes an expansion. So in this case, he takes an expansion, but we don't know yet. It's okay though, because if he takes one, we're still either in the lead or we're okay, depending on how long we cut our workers. So the moment we have at least a single bunker up, we can start, and we're not supply blocked, we can begin again SCV production after we have 16 mining and 3 on each gas. So we get them in the bunker. And then we also need a starport in just a minute. But you can see, okay, so this siege tank, look at the range. It covers the gas geyser, covers the supply depot. The supply depot can die, whatever. It's a scouting tool. We need to know if he's there and when he blinks up, so that's okay. And it covers a corner of this. We can always move the command center. That's fine. It covers a huge section, like right down here, all the way around, part of the mineral line. So this is awesome. And another siege tank, why back here? Well, because it covers, we're going to give it a second to siege. Look how much the siege tank covers, this nice, wonderful line. So it covers about the same space in this section, but it also covers this siege tank. And it doesn't quite cover the bunker, but if he comes for this tank, anything that crosses this line so it can hit the tank is automatically being hit by the other siege tank. So we just move the command center, whatever, no big deal. We only have one bunker, and we get an engineering bay. So this is huge. Why are we getting an engineering bay? Well, the engineering bay is not only for missile turrets, because they can just drop a Dark Templar, structure. What is that called? Structure right afterwards. It is called a or Dark Shrine, yeah, Dark Shrine right afterwards, and go into DTs. So we need an engineering bay for a missile turret or two, or at least have the capability of doing so. But sensor towers are also really fucking good against Blink Stalker, because then you can put them somewhere and see where the Blink Stalkers are. You can see how many there are, and that tells you if he's macroing or not. So here's the starport. We're continually making SUVs because we're in a good shot. Wide starport, Medevac, Raven, Viking, really good units. We kind of try to learn my way. We overstep just a little bit. So we don't want to go out too far. That's fine. We don't want to really move the command center that much. We can just send one SUV to repair. We're waiting for a siege tank to come up. And if you notice, the siege tanks are spread apart, and they are all covering each other. All the siege tanks are covering each other. So when we siege, he's going to blink in, and he takes huge damage. So he trades the siege tank for a stalker. We could have gotten another stalker. But the less stalkers he has, the harder this is going to be for him. I need to lower the sound a little more. Alright, so now we got the medevac. The medevac is going to make it harder for him because we can heal the Marines. We sacrifice this bunker here, and we're putting it here. Why? Because we don't actually need a bunker here anymore. We don't need to protect this space right now. We're going to be splitting up our tanks, so we're going to have like one tank here and one bunker here. And what this is going to do is cover this section from a blink in, and most of our units are going to be over here in just a moment because we are going to expand. We've also scanned his natural. Why do we scan the natural? Well, when we feel safe against Blink Stalker, we want to go, do we really have to expand? We scan the natural, and we see if he took an expansion. If he took an expansion, we're actually safe to expand at our own leisure. We just have to be a little bit careful about doing it, but we definitely can. You can even see I stopped producing siege tanks because I am so confident I can hold with these 3 siege tanks and the marine production and the medevac, helping out, that we start producing Hellions and we get the blue flame. This is something you can do. This is something you can skip. Don't worry about it. If you want to skip the blue flame for now, go ahead. Just keep producing siege tank marines until you're on 2 bases. I more than welcome you to do it. I'm being super fucking greedy. So we use the marines and the siege tank to try to, waddle our way down, get as much damage as we can done. It's a lot harder for blink stalkers to kill marines, especially in smaller numbers when they have that medevac support. So you can see the siege tanks here defending. We have a siege tank here defending. We're getting the expansion. Here's a little mothership core flying around. How crazy is that? Marines in this bunker. We're taking our 2 gas geysers right away. Why did we get them right away? Because the moment we felt safe, we got 2 factories. So once our 2 factories are starting to build, we want the 2 gas geysers. We're producing some Hellions. So okay, if you don't have enough minerals or gas geysers to make what you need, then you make Hellions to dump your minerals in. We get a bunker out front. He's still trying to poke. It's fine. We're not that concerned. Missile turret here. We don't have a missile turret here yet. The reason why is because, well, we can always just scan. It's just one location. We know that he's not going to come in here. DTs aren't as likely. If you want to feel safe, drop a missile turret here, not in the back, in the front, right here. So this is kind of like the opening build order. And then my biggest focus on TvP is like 3 factory on 2 base, and then I can go up to 5 factory and drop a command center the moment the 5 factories are down and feel safe. And this is all about um, pumping out a lot of units. This is a style I've been really working on, and it's just a lot of units, a lot of. Oh, here's the missile turret that I was mentioning. Mentioning. So a lot of turret units is really key to my style. You will see me talk a lot more about that. I just wanted to give you this short, tiny video. Look, here's the 2 command centers. Here's the third. I mean, the 2 factories. Here's the third command center. And there's just so many things we can do from here. I believe I end up winning this game. This is a really good game. And it's just something I wanted to show you guys. Just like the starting build order, we're gonna we're gonna keep going on this. We're gonna keep teaching you guys how to play TvP. I want you guys to keep tuning into these videos because we're gonna go into so much depth that but once I'm done making videos, which could be, I don't know, we'll be making videos for a long time. But with each video, you guys are going to learn so much about the matchup that you're going to get to the stage where you can make your own build orders. You're going to be like, you know what? I understood why he did that, and I want I want to be safer in this area, and I want these weaknesses and these strengths. So maybe you don't want the weaknesses and strengths Mario chooses. So we're going to pick different ones. And here's the armory, just a bunch of units. So we're going to kind of speed up through here, just to give you a general idea. All this was about is giving you like a basic build order, something to go off of for now, something to really learn from that you can use in general, and we'll expand on this. Hellions harassing, remember the blue flame we got, oh, look at those massive, massive kills. So many workers down. We've taken our expansion third, we feel relatively safe, we have so much stuff. If you look at the supply, it's 129 to 110. And although our upgrades may not be the best, his aren't either because he delayed all of his tech. So it's something that we can, go from. We got sensor towers, we're covering the map, we got 3 bases, 3 base mech, and our supply is skyrocketing. So that kind of just shows you guys what's possible. What are some things you can do? You can do cute things like medevac drops. If they scout it, you can fake him out, go around. So now he's over here, it's waiting. Where are those pesky ass medevacs? We go up on top. He might have seen that, but I'm not 100% sure. He definitely knows about it now. Just some cute little things you can do. Massive hell bat drops. Do a lot of damage. Yeah, he's lost a lot more than we have. We have a massive army. We see it leaves 26 siege tanks. Why are we not concerned? Well, we've done so many fucking drops that we know exactly what his army composition is and what's in his base. We're maxed. He's almost maxed. We're leapfrogging. You have to be really safe. Let's leapfrog. Why are there no EMPs? Well, we don't need them. Let me tell you something, guys. You don't need EMP to play a mech, but it helps in a lot of situations. But it hurts in a lot of situations, and we will cover that a little bit more in other videos. So EMP is actually a godsend, but there are situations where you do not want to get it. This is a situation where it would help, yes. But we actually have so much stuff we don't need it. We're just going to keep going down into the battle. Leapfrog, 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 leapfrog. We're getting kind of close into range. Moving a little bit tanks at a time. And boom. So here's the fight. You can see he's got a lot of immortals. It's going okay for him. And dead. Immortals are not auto win. So many people will tell you immortals are auto win against Terran. No, they're really not. I'm sorry, they're lying to you. They're really strong, but they're not auto win. There's so many things you can do in this matchup to make the game go better for you. It's a difficult matchup, but I love it so much. There's so many things you can do. They're just so unique and it's just a fun matchup for me to really play with and enjoy. So thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna get more in depth into more details about more videos. Very, very soon. We're going to be doing a lot more videos, and I'll be working on these hard. To find these videos, what you can do is you can go to, let's go to Google. Oh, Google. And we are going to type HTOMario, and then, you can find HTOMario YouTube right there. It's SC2 Yosha. So we click on it, we scroll down to the bottom, you can see a TVT video guide compilation. I think that's how you pronounce it. English is not my first language, but there's going to be a bunch more sections here. There's going to be TVP, there's going to be TVZ, there's going to be TV random, how to open up. There's going to be general build orders and strategies. These are some old guides you can check. These are my recent uploads, So, and if I'm live streaming, it'll usually be right here. The last live stream is going to be at this page. So if I'm live streaming, it'll be right here, and it'll say live in this section. So thank you guys for watching, And I hope you have a wonderful day.